Hello and welcome everyone to creating a new RPG Maker field battle system. In this episode, I want to introduce to you 3 new improvements. If you watched the last videos, you might have noticed the higher resolution. Thanks to a plugin by Forma, we were able to increase the tile size from 48x48 to 72x72 pixels, which in total allows us to display the game in full HD resolution now. For the second improvement, we use a plugin made by Huddle. This plugin allows us to immediately interact with the fighters on the field instead of moving a character around like it is usually done in RPG Maker games. With this, we can now take a quick look at our enemies and quickly return to our own characters. So with this too, the higher resolution and the immediate quick interaction, the game hopefully is now much more enjoyable. For a third improvement, we now have that all stats of 2 fighters involved in an interaction can now be overwritten. What does it mean? It means that abilities can now slow a fighter, stun him, or reduce his actions, or reduce his armor. So our first character, we move him closer to the enemy. Has the machine gun and rocket launcher. Sadly, this character doesn't have enough range to attack our enemies. So for now, we end this character's turn. Our second character, on the other hand, has a unique ability. He can teleport. So with this ability, for 1 action point, we can teleport to any place on the map. We use this to move to the far right side of the map. So now again, this character cannot move anymore, but he has 1 action point left, which allows us to use an attack which costs 1 action point. Sadly, this means we can't use the uppercut, because the uppercut, indicated by this icon, costs 2 action points. So we cannot use this. It would reduce the enemy's action point by 1. But we can use the foot sweep, which would reduce the movement points of the enemy by 3. Let's take a quick look at the enemy. This enemy right next to us has 3 movement points. So keep that in mind. We now attack this enemy with the foot sweep. So this is a normal single target attack. It shows us every target. If we click on next target, we still remain on this target because there's no other target in range. So we attack now for 15 damage and a 96% hit chance. So the target movement points are reduced by 3 now. We hit the target 1 time for 14 damage. Our character now automatically ends his turn because he used up all movement and all action points. If we click the enemy, we can see he lost 14 HP and he lost all his movement points. Okay, so these were the 3 improvements. Higher resolution, immediate click interaction, and now we can interact with all the enemy stats. So for the rest of this video, we will try and beat our enemies. So this character has mostly melee abilities. We move him, he's very quick, so closer to the enemy. As you can see, he has very many hit points, he won't die so fast. This character is very quick and has a weapon with a large range. I will introduce all the character in another video. So for now, we attack with this character for 5 times 6 damage. If the enemies are in range. 1, 2, 3. This character is also very slow, but he has a sniper rifle with a very long range. So now we can click through the enemies because there are many enemies in range. We can and as you can see, while we get closer, the hit chance increases. So it should be highest when we reach this character here at the bottom because he is closest to our character. 77, and here we have 86% hit chance. So we take this target. We still miss. Okay, now the enemies. We have a little problem now since we teleported our second character close to the enemies. All of the enemies will now attack him. So enemies only move if they have to move to get closer to the target right now. So we lost our first character because we moved him in too recklessly. Anyhow, let's progress, see if we can beat them. Let's try for another rifle headshot. Let's try the same technique. We try to attack the target with the highest hit chance. So now we hit them for 25 damage. And end his turn. Let's use this character first, because we don't want to hit our own characters with this AoE attack. We can also use the mouse to use the AoE. So if I use it here, it says target out of range, but maybe, let's try. If I use it here, still out of range. Now when I attacked here, sadly I missed, but missing an AoE attack only means the corridor will move. So we are lucky it moved down and we can take an even better hit. So we hit the middle target for 29 damage, this outer target for 19, and the other target for 18 damage. Okay, this character moved and used all his action points. Finished. So now let's take this character closer to the enemy. We have to cancel the move action. So we can go for this character. All his abilities have a chance to stun. We just use a punch for now. We hit the target and he died. We can still use a beam, which has a range of 4, to attack another target. Let's try this. Let's try the next one. This has again a higher hit chance because it's closer. Okay, and we move even closer in. So let's use this character for now to finish off the top character. So this character uses a laser gun, and this is very bad against this character because he still has armor, so we do only a little damage. But this character also has a beam, so we can attack with chakra damage, which should kill him if we hit. Okay, let's get closer. So we only have one enemy in attack range, so we end for now. This character is still out of range, so we end our turn and let the enemies attack. So he is the leader of the pack, he has 2 action points. Again, he attacks 2 times and deals a lot of damage to our character here. That's the problem. If we move close in, we can deal a lot of damage, but also we take a lot of damage because the enemy is also has a higher chance to hit us. Okay. Let's see again if we can use our rocket launcher. If we use it here, maybe our own character will be hit. But we are lucky again, and since we missed, we hit further in the back. So let's use this character for now. This character has abilities which reduce the enemy's armor. We move in closer. And at this range, we can even use this melee ability. So this ability should only cost 1 action point. There are a few stats that are still needs to be fixed, but the game itself runs as it should. So we move as close as we can. So now we could, if we still had 2 action points, we could use this ability to reduce the captain's armor, but we can also just use a beam, which is not implemented as it seems. Okay, we use this character to move in. This character has 3 action points, so we can still use the beam on this one. As you can see again, this character has high armor, so he doesn't take the full 40 damage. It's reduced by 6, but now it's still enough. And we can use our rifle again to attack this character. And finally, we won our first battle. So everyone, I hope you found it interesting, and if you have questions or suggestions, feel free to write them in the comments. Yeah, everyone, thank you for your attention and have a good time. Stay healthy. Bye bye.